Hi, my name is Matthew Pinsker. I'm a historian, and here are a few things you need to know to sound smart about the Fugitive Slave Act. To begin, all of it goes back to the Constitution. Article 4 of the Constitution has a clause that we call the Fugitive Slave Clause, which orders states to deliver up fugitives from labor, the euphemism for runaway slaves, when they are requested by slaveholders. That clause gets translated into the first 1793 statute, which is a civil statute about the returning of these fugitives from labor. That was a law that wasn't well enforced according to Southern slaveholders. They complained about it bitterly, especially in the 1840s, and that's what led to the creation of the 1850 Fugitive Slave Act that was part of the Compromise of 1850. This 1850 statute, this was much tougher than the earlier one. It punished people who harbored runaways, members of the Underground Railroad, with both civil penalties and criminal penalties, including up to 6 months imprisonment if they were caught and prosecuted successfully. This was a very controversial measure. It was draconian in theory, but in practice, it wasn't well enforced. The Underground Railroad was alive and well in the North in the 1850s. There are more documented escapes than rendition hearings in the years before the Civil War. There were dozens and dozens of people who were tortured and imprisoned in the South because of helping fugitives, but not under federal law, under state slave-stealing statutes. The lack of enforcement of this federal law is what led many Southern states to complain in their secession ordinance, for example, in 1860 and 61. What they were complaining about was northern state laws that they thought interfered with the federal system. These are called personal liberty laws, anti-kidnapping statutes that many northern states passed to try to protect black people from being unfairly accused of being runaways. Ultimately, the fugitive crisis is one of the major causes of the coming of the Civil War.
Young people in large numbers came out and joined what became known as the Red Guards. These largely terroristic organizations were used to publicly humiliate, assault, and in some cases, even murder political enemies of Mao and the Communist Party.